So you're watching Between the Lines, a podcast which is produced by the Media Studies Department at the Institute of Business Management, where we are aspiring to share our love of literature with all of you. We have our special guest today with us, Mr. Umar Shahid Hamid. So Umar Sahab, we have talked about most of your books, The Prisoner, The Spinner's Tale, The Party Worker, Betrayal and The Fix. कोई ऐसा मैसेज जो आप देना चाहते हैं to the youth of Pakistan, to those who want to become writers and authors in Pakistan?
यूथ ऑफ पाकिस्तान तो बड़ा लंबा वो है. एज फॉर पीपल हु वांट टू राइट, मैं हमेशा ये कहता हूँ एंड दैट फोकस ऑन टेलिंग स्टोरीज एंड ऑल्सो राइट वट एवर यू नो. मतलब आपको 10 लोग मिलेंगे जो कि आपको कहेंगे नो ऐसा ना करें, या यू नो योर थिंग इज़ नॉट क्वाइट गुड इनफ फॉर you know rethink it or whatever. And in fact this is one of the reasons why I always say कि ये जो creative writing programs होते हैं ना, मैं I'm not an advocate of them. उसकी वजह ये है कि वहाँ fundamentally the structure is that you are put in a room with 10 or 20 other people who are aspiring to write, and one teacher or one professor basically rips everyone apart. तो उसमें आपको बड़ा दिल जिगरा चाहिए होता है to survive that sort of environment. और बहुत से जो aspiring writers होते हैं वो disillusion हो जाते हैं. So that's why I always say that write, you know, doesn't matter whether you think that is relevant or not, whether you think will anyone else read, because one of the big things that writers often ask me is कि जी हमें लगता है कि हमारी जो भी कहानी है no one is going to read that. तो वो बाद की बातें हैं कि पब्लिश होगी नहीं होगी, कोई पढ़ेगा नहीं पढ़ेगा. If you think it's a good story and you have a fairly good sort of head of understanding, you know, and most people who read a lot, which अक्सर जो writers are very good readers, right? So they have a fairly good understanding of what is a good story. अगर आपको लगता है कि आपकी story जो भी आप लिख रहे हैं compelling है, write it, you know, just do it. बाद में ये बाकी सारी चीज़ें बाद की देखी जाएंगी. And as I said earlier as well, focus on the storytelling bit. उसकी ज़ेर ज़बर जिसको मैं कहता हूँ ना, वो सीधी हो ही जाती है. The language, the sort of literary value of it and all that works itself out. Focus on the story.
So how can people become readers? Inculcate कैसे करें reading habit? क्या तरीके हैं?
You know, this is a very tough question, especially in today's age, where everyone is struggling. People who have young children, because there's so many other sort of things that distractions around social media and devices and smartphones and all this. It's a tough task, you know. But I think I always say this. I say this even to my own son. You know, the thing that reading does for you is that it allows you to explore different worlds.
Exactly.
It actually fires up your imagination. And your mind starts thinking in a different way. And you will not necessarily feel it immediately. But over time, you will see that you look at things differently, you perceive things differently, because, you know, you are well-read or this thing. So, as a kind of, मैं तो उनको ये कहता हूँ कि चलो तुम शौक से करो या ना करो, do it as a life skill. It's almost like, you know, learning how to drive. कि आपको आना चाहिए, as a life skill आपको ये आना चाहिए.
मैं हमेशा इस बात का कायल हूँ कि जब आप कोई कहानी लिखते हो, फर्ज करो आपने कहानी लिखी और 100 लोगों को पढ़ाई, all of them are going to imagine it in a different way.
Yes.
Which makes reading so beautiful.
Exactly.
And it
absolutely.
वो उसमें जो एक concept है ना कि imagination build up होती है, curiosity होती है, लोग सीखना सीखते हैं. So I think these are very pertinent points. And thank you for sharing this with us. And he has published his latest book, The Election. और इस कहानी में क्या होता है ये तो हम आपको नहीं बताएंगे, ये तो आप पढ़ें और समझें, जानें, मज़ा लें उसको पढ़ के. लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो उमर साहब मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि इसमें जो आपका एक कैरेक्टर है रॉन डायमंड, हु इज़ अ रियल स्टेट टाइकून एंड अ फॉर्मर रियलिटी टॉक शो होस्ट, क्या ये वही है जो हम समझ रहे हैं?
You know, it was the reason I wrote this book and wrote these sorts of characters was because you know, हमारी दुनिया में it's become quite a strange world, right? That एक ज़माना था कि आप समझते थे कि the people who go into politics kind of are trying to hold on to some ideology or something like that. लेकिन अब एक kind of ऐसा लगता है कि politics and around the world, it's happening in developing countries, it's happening in developed countries like the US, it's become a reality show, right? So जो सबसे outrageous candidate है वो ये चीज़ समझ लेता है इन चीज़ों को. And I always said this जब when Donald Trump was elected the first time, तो मुझे याद है कि उस ज़माने में ना जब ये सिलसिला प्राइमरीज वगैरह का शुरू हुआ था, तो एट दैट टाइम द जनरल बिलीफ वाज कि नहीं ये कभी जो है ना वो जीतेगा नहीं, फ़लाँ उसको रोक लेगा. And what kept happening is that everyone who kept getting put up in front of him kept losing to him. And, at that time, I sort of made this comment that actually he understood that politics was a reality TV show. And, you had to stand out and you had to, it might have seemed to people कि यार ये तो पागलाना बातें कर रहा है और अपने opponents के बारे में personal सी बातें कर रहा है and all these sorts of things. But actually, in that sort of very cutthroat world of reality TV, he was picking up eyeballs, right? Yeah. And he was succeeding. And that then became his brand. So, this book was an effort to look at that whole process. And जो आपने Ron Diamond का जिक्र किया, yes, it is a character based on loosely based, I should say, on Donald Trump, because it examines the almost ridiculous nature of politics today, where people will say all sorts of, मतलब जितनी आप ज़्यादा पागलाना और अहमकाना बात करोगे उतनी ज़्यादा आपको किसी न किसी तबके से सपोर्ट आनी शुरू हो जाएगी, राइट? सो बट आई थिंक द थिंग फॉर मी वाज दैट स्टोरी हैड टू बी टोल्ड एज सैटायर, बिकॉज हमारी जो पूरी दुनिया भर में अगेन पॉलिटिकल पोलराइजेशन इतनी ज़्यादा है कि शायद आप इस इशू को ना यू कांट रियली टच इट इन अ सीरियस वेन. The best way perhaps to grasp it is to grasp it through political satire, right. To kind of grasp the ridiculousness of it. And I'll tell you a funny story. जब मैंने ये इसकी ड्राफ्ट ख़त्म की तो मैंने अपनी एजेंट को भेजी, माय ओल्ड एजेंट. तो उसने she read it and didn't contact me for a few weeks. मैंने उसको फिर मैसेज किया कि यार तुमने पढ़ी, मतलब what happened? तो she said, then we did a call. She used to be based in the UK. तो उसने कहा मुझे किताब समझ नहीं आई. मैंने कहा समझने की क्या बात है, बड़ी सिंपल सी किताब है, it's not, क्या समझ नहीं. उसने कहा नहीं वो तो मुझे समझ है, ठीक है, it's very funny and all that, but the thing is that मतलब जो भी तुम लिखते हो वो तो ऑलरेडी उससे बदतर चीज़ें ऑलरेडी हो चुकी हैं, राइट? सो इट्स काइंड ऑफ लाइक कि वो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप ने या उसने उससे तो कहीं ज़्यादा चीज़ें कर दी हैं, तो मतलब इस किताब में क्या मतलब खासियत है? सो एंड आई एक्चुअली हैड टू थिंक कि यार वाकई या शायद बात तो सही कर रही है, मतलब देयर इज नथिंग दैट आई कैन कम अप विद इन फिक्शन दैट विल बी मोर आउटरेजियस देन व्हाट हैज एक्चुअली हैपेंड इन रियल लाइफ. एंड आई एक्चुअली स्ट्रगल्ड विद दैट. मैंने कहा अच्छा यार फिर क्या करूँ, मैंने तो पूरी किताब लिख दी है इस पर. But then, I persevered with the idea, and as a friend was joking with me कि उसने कहा कि तुमने तो बड़ी दुआएं मांगी होंगी कि डोनाल्ड ट्रंप इलेक्शन जीत जाए, तुम्हारी बिक्री हो जाएगी किताब की. मैंने ऐसी दुआएं नहीं मांगी, but I think it has helped because his re-election has reinforced the kind of, the whole concept of the book, which is that the modern world of politics is so crazy, it's totally upside down.
So there is this character जो आपका protagonist है, if I'm not wrong, Waj, W-A-J, who wants to live the American dream and he wants to settle in America. So does this character represent the entire Pakistani psyche कि उनको अमेरिका जाना है, वहाँ पे जाके रहना है कुछ, या एक अलग ही character है वो?
So I think Waj represents a certain type of Pakistani. जो कि they are westernized. They have aspired to kind of, live this, as you put it, American dream. कि मैंने वहाँ जाना है, वहाँ बड़ी अच्छी ज़िंदगी जीनी and all that. And but then increasingly, and ख़ास तौर पर इस kind of Trump के era में, when they kind of go there, the reality starts to be very different, right? Because जो दूर से आपको सब्ज़ बाग लगते हैं, वो वहाँ पहुँच कर शायद इतने सब्ज़ नहीं होते. And there are sort of dynamics at play, and there are undertones and undercurrents of racism and things like that. So he represents a certain type, who increasingly grows disillusioned. He still, he has that dream, he has that aspiration, and he has that especially because he feels that, it's not as if things are much better back home. लेकिन साथ साथ उसकी एक कीमत भी अदा करनी पड़ती है.
ट्रू. सो हमने देखा था कि जैसा कि आपने भी अपने पिछले पॉडकास्ट में कहा कि द फिक्स जो आपका नावल था उसमें यू यूज्ड अ वुमेन कैरेक्टर सनम खान. इन द इलेक्शन यू हैव अनदर वुमेन कैरेक्टर सेनेटर जेसिका मे, who wants to become the first woman prime minister of president of the United States. तो ये भी आपने obviously real life scenarios से ही adapt किया है. तो basically आपका primary ambition क्या था when you were writing the election? आपने क्या portray करना था, किस पे आपने focus किया है without sharing any spoilers?
I think the portrayal was just to kind of take a juxtapose two political systems, one, in a country like the US and one in a country like Pakistan, and just to highlight that the kind of changes that have happened in those political systems are so, they are, in a very short span of years, those systems have become unrecognizable. And not just Pakistan, but all over the world. अगर आप देखें ना, आप हंगरी में देखें, आप इंडिया में देखें, this whole issue of the cult of personality, आप UK में देखें कि वो, these leaders emerge on the back of resentments from a certain class of people, whatever those resentments may be, and वो demagogues बन जाते हैं और वो मतलब हर किस्म की बात करेंगे, हर किस्म की, which, someone looking at it from a normal political spectrum will say, तो पागलाना बात है, मतलब, it's just not, doesn't make sense. But they succeed, right? They succeed because there is, and the more crazy things they say, they succeed even more. Because लोग कहते हैं नहीं देखो ये सच यही बोलते हैं, बाकी सारे जो सियासतदान हैं वो झूठ बोलते हैं, और ये है वो है फलाना है. And these cults of personality emerge and take, moving away from both these examples of Pakistan and the US. मतलब अगर आप उस तरीके से तीसरा example ले लो UK का, where starting in 2016 ये Boris Johnson started really coming to the fore as the main supporter of Brexit. And he sort of sold this thing कि भी सारे लोगों की ज़िंदगियाँ जो हैं वो बेहतर हो जाएंगी अगर ब्रेग्जिट हो जाएगा और हम यूरोपियन यूनियन छोड़ देंगे. एंड उसके बाद उसने अपनी मुल्क की तकदीर बिल्कुल ही बदल दी है, बिकॉज देव गॉन इनटू दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ टेल स्पिन एज अ कंट्री, जिससे उनको निकलना मुश्किल पड़ गई है ना, कि किस तरह चीज़ें सीधी करें, किस तरह वो करें. तो और उस बात को अब मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 7-8 साल होने को आ रहे हैं. So it's a very interesting phenomenon कि दुनिया में ये demagogues create होते हैं, and then they take over and then lead people down or their nations down these very difficult paths.
Yes. So speaking about the election, your latest book, election उस वक्त आपकी रिलीज़ हुई जब अमेरिकन इलेक्शंस हो चुके थे ऑलमोस्ट.
5 नवंबर को जिस दिन इलेक्शन डे था उस दिन रिलीज हुई.
सो कोइंसिडेंस माने या इसमें एक पूरी प्लानिंग शामिल थी कि आप उसी टाइम पे आप रिलीज़ करें जब अमेरिका में इलेक्शंस हुए?
एक्चुअली आई वांटेड टू रिलीज इट अर्लियर. I want, because I felt कि from a marketing point of view if the book came out during the election campaign, to it would resonate a lot. Unfortunately, we were not able to get a deal for US rights or UK rights in that period.
Okay.
तो जब हमारी लोकल पब्लिशिंग की बात आई तो मैंने पब्लिशर्स को, लिबर्टी बुक्स को यही कहा कि देखो बाकी आप it's a no-brainer for you के get it out either the week before the US election ideally or on the day of, ताकि ज़ाहिर बात है इतनी पब्लिसिटी होगी, पूरी दुनिया जो है वो US इलेक्शन के हवाले से बातचीत कर रही होगी, तो आपकी सेल्स जो हैं वो स्पाइक करेंगी. So they weren't able to do it the week before, but we got it out on November 5th. So 5 नवंबर को जैसे लोग अमेरिका में पोल्स को जा रहे थे तो किताब की कॉपीज़ जो हैं वो लिबर्टी बुक्स और दूसरे दीगर बुक स्टोर्स के शेल्व्स पर आ गई.
ज़बरदस्त. Timing is very important for writers to make an impact, authors to make an impact. So there is this another character in the election whose name is Javed Afridi, who is the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And you have written that he is a former footballer and playboy. ये भी वही है जो हम समझ रहे हैं या हो सकता है वो ना हो. तो वो इसमें ऑब्वियसली जो आपकी पुरानी किताबें हैं वो आपके प्रोफेशनल एक्सपीरियंस से रिलेट कर रही थी, फिक्स थी, वो आपने एक क्रिकेट के उस पर लिखी थी. द इलेक्शन में यू हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट पॉलिटिक्स एंड ऑल द अदर डायमेंशंस. सो कौन सा ऐसा चैलेंजिंग फेज था, कोई ऐसा जो इलेक्शन के लिखने के दौरान आपको महसूस हुआ कि जहाँ पे यू वर स्टक, या कि इसको हम इस तरह से लिखना है, इसको ऐसे करना है?
I think I wasn't stuck, but I think it was in many ways the most challenging but also the most interesting book that I have written so far. And उसकी वजह ये थी कि for me this was totally new territory, right? चलें फिक्स में भी ये था ना कि जो भी था I was a cricket fan. तो बहुत सी चीज़ें एक फ़ैन होने के नाते there were things you were familiar with and matches that आपने देखे, टीवी पर देखे या लाइव देखे, जो भी. तो ये एक ऐसी चीज़ थी where it was totally new territory. And I think that for me the important thing was that it had to the sound of the book, it had to sound very genuine.
Yes.
So, if you're writing about a US presidential election cycle, तो उसमें आप लगना चाहिए कि आपको पता है कि भाई न्यू हैम्पशायर प्राइमरी पहली है या दूसरी है, उसके बाद क्या होता है, या what are the local political dynamics and what are the sort of things that matter. मतलब you should almost sound as if you are a CNN expert on US elections. So that's why I kind of really studied these things. I had an interest in US politics, लेकिन उसके अलावा भी I really tried to get into that sort of mindset. And even on the अगर आप उसकी flip side जो उसकी पाकिस्तान वाली side की कहानी है, उसमें भी to kind of understand the rise of these personality based cults in politics, right? To really understand that, not having been a part of one. So trying to understand, again, you have to tell that story with a degree of realism.
Yes.
And of course, wit and humor, but वो लगना चाहिए कि मतलब आपने कुछ उस पर मेहनत की है. So I think that was the challenge and the opportunity as well. If you were able to do it, then it would be fantastic. And I don't know, आपने वो पढ़ी है, but one of the best, I think, compliments that I have received about the election is several people saying कि यार, it actually feels as if this is written by like an American political professional, कि उसको पता है कि exactly क्या हो रहा है और जो ज़बान इस्तेमाल की जाती है, the sort of lingo and the nomenclature and the slang of that sort of class of people. तो वो so I take that as a great compliment that if people feel that way, then it means that I've managed to succeed.
So it means your research and your hard work really paid off. Research तो बहुत ज़रूरी है एक author के लिए.
Absolutely.
So how important, क्योंकि आज के जो जिनको हम Gen Z कहते हैं, Gen Alpha आने वाली है, तो वो चाहते हैं कि बस लिखें और छप जाए, चाहे आप आर्टिकल या ब्लॉग हो. सो हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज रिसर्च फॉर एन ऑथर?
Look, I mean, any author will start or should start, कहना चाहिए, with writing what they know about, right? That's the easiest way. That's how I started. That's how, अगर आप कोई भी बड़े authors ले लें, तो यही आपको उनकी common कहानी मिलेगी कि they always start with writing about what they know. But then as you grow as a writer, right, once you become established, then you have to move past that. Because, if you're still writing about the stuff that you know, एक तो वो आपकी वो कहानियाँ ख़त्म हो जाएंगी at one point, and then also it'll show that you haven't quite grown, so there'll be a repetitiveness in it, and ultimately you'll start losing your audience को, क्योंकि वो कहेंगे अच्छा यार इसकी छठी किताब भी ना वो basically वही है जो पहली थी, more or less. So that's why for anyone who wants to kind of stay in this business, अगर वो कुछ लोग हैं जो कि जिनकी ज़िंदगी का वो होता है कि बस हम एक कोई किताब लिख लें, दैट्स इट, हम अपनी ज़िंदगी की कहानी और द स्टोरी दैट्स इनसाइड अस, वो जो कहते हैं ना कि एवरीवन हैज़ अ बुक इनसाइड देम. बट देयर आर अदर्स हु ऑब्वियसली देन टेक इट ऑन एज अ प्रोफेशन, एज अ करियर की, ओके, वी वांट टू बी अ राइटर, राइट, वी वांट टू काइंड ऑफ बी इन दिस फॉर द लॉन्ग रन, वी वांट टू बी नोन एज अ नॉवेलिस्ट. सो उन लोगों के लिए यू हैव टू देन एक्सपैंड, एंड फॉर विद एक्सपेंशन कम्स रिसर्च.
Exactly.
Sort of कि क्या है क्या नहीं है, किस तरह चीज़ें होती हैं. I remember reading biography of John Le Carre, जिसमें again same story, his initial books were very much about things that he knew about. He had also been in the British intelligence services, तो उनकी पहली, लेकिन जब उनने after writing the first 4-5 books, when he started expanding, तो मेरे ख्याल से उनकी एक किताब थी The Little Drummer Girl, इस तरह उसका नाम था, I could be wrong about the title, and उसमें that was about sort of Israel and Israeli intelligence and the PLO and इस तरह की चीज़ें. It was written in the late 1970s when these things were very hot. तो उसमें उसने तकरीबन 1 साल जो है वो गुजारा going around the world researching all these things. सीरिया कभी गए, कभी जेरूसलम गए, कभी जो PLO के kind of वो तो मीडिया विंग के रैप्स थे उनको ग्रीस में मुलाकात हुई. So and when you read the book also you get that feeling कि he is sort of actually, अगर वो किसी ग्रीक आइलैंड की बात कर रहा है कि वो एक मीटिंग हो रही है उस पर, तो वो असल में उस ग्रीक आइलैंड में गया है, उसने जाकर वहाँ चाय पी है या खाना खाया है उस ढाबे पर. तो so you have to kind of go into that level of research as you grow. If you want to stay in this business, then that's the requirement.
I think you have summed it aptly. If you have to remain in the business of writing and publishing, research is of paramount success, paramount significance. So कौन सी ऐसी कहानियाँ या ऐसे authors हैं that you read when you were growing up?
So I read quite a bit, and generally I was one of those people, मुझे लिखने की कोई aspirations नहीं थी कभी भी, लेकिन मैं हमेशा reading बहुत करता था. History, sort of detective novels, comic books, and if I actually think about my inspirations as writers, आपको बड़ी एक मिशमैश किस्म की चीज़ मिलेगी. मतलब one of the writers who I think is absolutely brilliant is actually a comic book writer who writes graphic novels called Frank Miller.
Yes.
And I have read a lot of his stuff, and I think he was someone who left a great impression on me. Similarly, someone like Mario Puzo, who wrote The Godfather. अब actually Mario Puzo की बाकी किताबें इतनी ख़ास नहीं है, लेकिन उस एक किताब में उसने ऐसे एक पूरी दुनिया सिसिलियन या इटालियन अमेरिकन माफिया की क्रिएट की है, that you can literally, while you're reading the book, even if you're reading the book for the 3rd or 4th time, whatever, 50-60 years after it was written, तो आपको जब पढ़ते पढ़ते आपको एक्चुअली लगता है, यू कैन ऑलमोस्ट टेस्ट कि जब वो स्पैगेटी पका रहे हैं तो आपको उसका ऑलमोस्ट उसकी खुशबू आ रही है किताब से. And I think for any writer, that is a brilliant. I mean, my sort of threshold has always been that if a writer can take someone into that world, you know, उनकी इतनी आप immersion कर दें कि वो अब उस दुनिया में बिल्कुल मतलब गायब है, और आपको लग रहा है कि आप उन सड़कों पर फिर रहे हो, और यू नो उन scenes में you're a silent spectator in those scenes of that book. That for me is the test of a great writer.
I've always enjoyed reading novels rather than watching their movie adaptations. What about you?
Yeah, I think generally speaking, movie adaptations, you know, don't live up to this thing of the novel.
Yeah.
Or very few do. Let's put it that way. So generally speaking, because the nuance that the book brings is far greater than what you see on screen. So, but having said that, you know, there have been some great adaptations as well.
So we are almost at the end of our podcast, a very interesting one. And if I ask you, okay, which one of your novels do you rate at the top of your own list? कौन सा है जो आप कहेंगे कि ये मेरा greatest work है till now?
ये बड़ा मुश्किल सवाल है. And the truth of the matter is that I don't have an answer for it. You know, there's two reasons for that. एक ये कि मेरी एक आदत है कि मैंने ना after I've written a book, I kind of अभी तक मतलब I've been a writer now, a published writer for about 11 years, and I've been writing for maybe about 15 years. I don't go back to it. So, you know, शायद मैंने उस दिन I met someone who was talking to me about The Prisoner. और it took me a moment to realize कि हाँ अच्छा ये उस चीज़ के बारे में बात कर रहा है, because I have not read that book in, I don't know, maybe a decade.
Okay.
Right? So तो उसको अब उसका अंदाज़ा लगाना है कि मतलब मेरा अंदाज़ा obviously अगर मैं Prisoner के बारे में सोचूंगा तो मेरा अंदाज़ा वो है जो कि शायद 10 साल पहले था. So it's not fair for me to, and I don't think I'm in a place to judge unless I've read them all recently. You know, then you can judge कि अच्छा भाई ठीक है, अब मैंने comparatively 6 की 6 पढ़ी हैं, and I think इसकी ये strength थी, इसकी ये weakness थी, तो एक तो मैंने ये element नहीं किया. दूसरी बात यह कि I think every book represents a different point in your life, right? So you're writing on that topic for a different reason, for a different this thing. So wo in that moment, that is sort of you feel that that's the best that you've done, and then in a later moment, as with greater experience, आपको लगता है कि and मैंने तो you know I've improved further. I always feel that each book has been a progression for me. So I feel in terms of my writing skill and my storytelling skill that you know each book has taken me forward on that. So but again, you know, if when you look at it from a reader's point of view, people come to me and say कि नहीं जी हमने जो है वो Spinner's Tale या Prisoner जैसी किताब ही कभी नहीं पढ़ी. So you know it's a different perception, right?
Perception perspective फर्क होता है.
Yeah.
So are you the same Omar Shahid Hamid who wrote the first book, or have you evolved as a person and as a writer over these years?
Oh, you have to have evolved. You know, I think इसमें तो कोई शक की बात ही नहीं है कि you evolve as a person, you evolve as a writer. You know, the sort of the more you write and the more you go on, so absolutely I think I have changed a lot from the same Omar Shahid Hamid who wrote The Prisoner. Absolutely, इसमें कोई शक नहीं.
And I hope that all of the aspiring writers who are watching this podcast do change over time as they write, because that is something which
that's a natural process, you know. मतलब परेशानी की बात तब हो कि अगर वो चेंज ना करें 6 किताबों के बाद. You changing or evolving is a natural process, and some people will feel it's for good, some people will feel it's for bad, but it's natural.
It's natural, and it should happen, and it has to happen.
It has to happen, absolutely.
So Omar Saab, thank you so much for being a part of Between the Lines. It was
thank you for having me.
It was an engaging session. And one last message that you would like to give to the readers and writers of Pakistan.
I would say to the readers, please keep reading. Read anything. Read everything. And to the writers, I would say, to take the slogan from Nike, just do it, just write.
Just like लिखना शुरू करें, बाकी चीज़ें
देखी जाएगी.
So this was Mr. Umar Shahid Hamid, जिनके साथ हमने बहुत मज़े की गुफ्तगू की उनकी किताबों के बारे में. We talked about his writing journey over the years and how he became an author. If you're an author, writer, poet, publisher, or you have any relationship association with Pakistan's literature or literary fabric or the publishing industry altogether, do contact us. हम भी आपको अपने शो में मदऊ करना चाहते हैं और आपके साथ बातें करना चाहते हैं. मैं हूँ आपका होस्ट मोहम्मद उमर इफ्तिखार. बिटवीन द लाइन्स के अगले एपिसोड तक लिखते रहें, पढ़ते रहें. अल्लाह हाफिज़.